Hello, welcome to my breakdown of my code. It uses a decorator class to add functionality to calculate BMIs based on user given inputs. The class that decorator acts on is a person class. Person class has all of your inputs, as well it has a function to write files based on the given inputs. Next I have a charts class containing static methods. The first method is the BMI chart, uses horizontal lines to draw the categories and then a vertical line to establish where the BMI sits within those categories. And then for all of the classes it has this little if statement here which just checks to see whether to save it or to show it. It's quite similar for the bar chart, except it uses bars instead of lines. And this, instead of using BMI for this one, it compares the user's daily intake to the recommended daily intake. The pie chart also compares the user's intake to the recommended intake. Once again, the bubble chart does the same thing. The line chart, once again. And then this here is just a simple dictionary to convert between yes and no to true and false. Now here's the main code. You go through all the inputs. It just has simple error exception to make sure no one's entering numbers below 0 because you can't be negative age. It accepts then the user error, which is the raised error before, and it also accepts value errors in case you enter the likes of an integer where it should have a string, or a float where it should have an int, or a string where it should have a float, or anything like that. I may have repeated myself. Once it's checked there is no errors were raised with this else, it creates the object using the inputs and then wraps the object in the decorator. The next while loop just checks whether you want to print the BMI chart or if you should save it. The next while loop then does the same thing but for all of the charts, and then the final while loop checks whether or not the user wants to export their information to a text file or not. And that concludes the assignment 3.